Hello, Nyingsha. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Doc. Can you
Uh,
get me?
yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, okay,
Thank,
thank you so much.
thank you for joining. Everyone who are on TikTok, I just connected TikTok so that we can have the live stream on TikTok. Facebook is giving me issues right now. So those of you who are planning on joining us on Facebook, you can go to our YouTube channel and or LinkedIn, and or we have the third option, which is our TikTok page. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this special episode of Nurses in Charge podcast, um, where we go beyond the bedside into the very heart of nursing identity, and personal and professional pride. Today, our focus is to honor Mr. Nyingsha Standley Bongkem. So, Nyingsha, after I've done the introduction of myself, I just want you to come on board because this is your highlight, this is your show. And please do share, I would say, stream to your viewers out there, have them join us, have them promote you, have them cheer you up. And okay, well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It is Sunday, it is August 10th. My name is Dr. Nyepu Kimu Hall. I am the founder of Nurses in Charge Global. We are a faith based nonprofit organization established 4 years ago. And by the grace of God, we have connected nurses, continue to connect nurses. We celebrate nurses' achievements. We don't wait for someone to say happy birthday. We call a global celebration for nurses. And furthermore, we are really taking on that baton, passing it on in the area of professional development, because our long-term goal, our vision is to really bridge the gaps between the novice nurse and the expert nurse. So that nurse who just signed up for nursing school and she or he feels so a level of ambivalence. I don't know what this is going to be like. That anxiety that comes along with the unknown environment that you're launching into. Nurses in Charge wants to connect you with nurses who have been in the field, who are no longer actively working in their professional roles, but they have retired and they have so much time to give back. So, noting that our brand new nurses who are in nursing school or just graduated have so much to share with the nurses who are still practicing, but maybe they're not up to date with certain advancements in nursing, the literature, whatever it is, evidence-based practice, research findings. We just come together and we share knowledge and we build each other up. So today we are honoring this amazing leader who is a nursing student, as we did last week with another nursing student. Actually, she is a midwife student in Liberia. Today we are honoring our nursing student, Mr. Nyingsha Standley Bongkem, who is in Cameroon. So Nyingsha, without further ado, I will have you come on, introduce yourself. Just know that I am playing double roles here. This is like James Bond. I am on TikTok live. I'm also on StreamYard, streaming to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So join me. Let's have this amazing conversation. Welcome, Nyingsha.
Um, Thank you so much, Dr. Nyempo. I would like to use this opportunity to thank each and everyone that is on board this afternoon, evening. depending on where you are. I am Nyingsha Standley Bongkem. I am a nursing student at the University of Bamenda in Cameroon, northwest region. I am the chair for Nurses in Charge Cameroon chapter. So it's an honor to be honored today. So I look forward to sharing with you all my story, my journey to to inspire and aspire more for what lies ahead. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, Nyingsha. What a privilege to have you on today. And as we honor you, which is such a an amazing time here, and I see there are some of our members cheering you up already. This is Nea; she's on YouTube, and then earlier that was Kendria. She's in Europe, and she as well is cheering you on. And as a leader, right? I see you, a nursing student leading a global mission. And as the chairman for the Cameroon chapter of Nurses in Charge, how has that journey been for you so far?
I would start by saying when it comes to leadership, I believe leadership is something that is inborn. But for you to be able to exercise that leadership, you need to get into work. You need to put yourself into circles where you can develop and produce something that can be useful to yourself and to others. Because leadership goes in line with purpose.
Mm.
And I always tell people that purpose is being useful to yourself and to those around you. So, being the head of Nurses in Charge Cameroon chapter, it has been really an amazing journey so far. I've been able to develop my raw talents, learning from other people from different cultures
Mhm.
who are in the main board of nurses in charge. I've been able to organize sessions that can empower and uplift nurses and nursing students here in Cameroon professionally, and how they can see nursing beyond Cameroon. If I can recall vividly well, last year in May, I was the organizer of a webinar that brought together nurses and physicians to talk about the relationship nurses and physicians are supposed to have. Because if we are looking in reality, we realize that there is no mutual collaboration. There's no mutual collaboration. So, as the leader of Nurses in Charge Cameroon chapter, I saw that as a gap, and I used my position to be able to mobilize people, to be able to bring awareness so that we can start creating that new healthcare system where everybody is respected equally. Because nursing is a profession on its own, medicine is a discipline on its own, so that we can better serve our patient. Because when one person is valued and another one is devalued, then patient care is going to be compromised. So my journey in leadership in this organization has been really fantastic. It has come with challenging moments. I had to jungle with my schoolwork, with my side hustle, with it. But this was something I was doing out of passion, and with the resilience, which is a good characteristic of who a leader is. I I am still pushing through and building.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Insha. You're amazing. Listen, I just want you to expand on the fact that you were already a leader prior to coming into NIC. So with that said, just they say like minds right, find themselves in the same crowd most often, right? So
Yes.
the birds of the same feather flock together, kind of thing. So what really intrigued you as a young gentleman to take on leadership role even before coming into NIC?
Okay. My leadership actions started far back in my hometown in Kumbu when I was still serving in my dad's pharmacy business. That is when my leadership journey started, where I was given the opportunity to run the business, to take full responsibility as to the daily running and so on and so forth. So that was already leadership to me because it was all about responsibility, being responsible, being accountable for the things I was doing, and equally being creative. Because when it comes to business, when you're dealing with customers, you need to be creative. Customers don't want to come and meet the same face, the same language every day. They want to come and hear you talk differently. They want to hear you, like, make them feel good to come the next
That's it.
to come the next day. So that is
Yeah.
when my leadership journey started.
Mm.
It all started in my dad's small shop. That was when it started.
Wow.
So my leadership started in a small place in Kumbu. And
Hmm.
that is why I always like honoring small steps, because when I look at myself, how long I have traveled to be where I am today, to be honored in this platform today, it is thanks to those small initiatives I used to do
Yeah.
back then that has brought me to this platform today.
Hmm.
And if I am able to navigate and do certain things that can bring impact and value to the table within the nurses in charge organization and within other sectors that I'm always involved, it is thanks to those days. Because while serving in my dad's business, like, he gave me full autonomy to run his business and to learn from it. So, like, I had to be responsible. I had to give him accountability of how I was running his business
Yeah.
and how I envisage making the business to grow. Because I remember my dad always tell me, Stanley, make sure you leave 1,000 francs each day. This
Mm.
concept was about, he was telling me that as a young person, I need to live a life where each day I have to add something to myself,
Hmm.
not just not just finances. It could be something nourishing to my spiritual self, to my
Hmm.
mind, that will make me better tomorrow.
Okay.
You
Wow.
you get.
Yes.
So my leadership journey started from all of those small uh, interactions and initiatives.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So your parents' means of bringing you into the business really open your mind and give you that opportunity to shine and give you the opportunity to actually start grooming, being groomed into leadership. So then why did you decide to become a nurse? Why not just help run your parents' business? Why nursing?
Wow, that now is a very beautiful question, because it is something I always like. I always like when people ask me just the way you have asked. I always like to give them just like the real reason behind me choosing nursing. Yes, like you say, I could have remained in Kumbu,
Mhm.
serving my dad's business, having some money, eating and feeding, sleeping well. But is that all it have to make as far as life is concerned, is that all about life? That is like, that was what, those were the questions I was asking myself back then. So just having money, eating well, and then sleeping, was that the essence God created me for? So all of those questions, they started bringing some thought. And as I was serving, since my dad owns a petit pharmacy business, you get, I was learning pharmacology.
Yeah.
At that time, I never had a smartphone. You get, I was just curious to know how medications function, how when a human takes this tablet, maybe fluoxetine, ampiclog, diclofenac, ibuprofen, paracetamol, how they will react in the human body and the effect. So I was very curious to know all of these things, and I started like getting in touch with my neighbors in the marketplace, begging for their smartphone, and I started searching about medications. So what is tetracycline? What is doxycycline? And all of those things, they started bringing me, like they started pushing me to have that love for healthcare. I started like having this idea that, no, if this patient comes and buy this medication, paracetamol, and she takes the medication, how will the medication react? And I started like having that care, how the medications react on them and how they were feeling after taking the medication. You get, and back then while serving in my dad's business, that was just out of misfortune, because it was when the Anglophone crisis was at its peak. So there was no means for me to go to school. So I had to just settle with what was available, serving my dad in his petty pharmacy business. So I served with him for 3 years. That was in 2016, 17, 18, getting to 2019. So that period, I was just learning. I was just trying to develop myself, to find myself focus, because at that period there were so many young people who were joining so many bad gangs, scamming, just to find a way to cope with life. But with my amazing parents, they told me that, Stanley, this is not the end of the world, that just become, there's hope despite the uncertainty. So I was just at home serving with them, and that those particular days, they have made me who I am today. Because like when I'm in school, when they're talking about pharmacology, it is a concept I already have it practical.
Yeah.
It is and when I go to the hospital, the way I approach patient, the way I do drug administration, I am able to pinpoint a side effect and be able to care for my patients better.
Wow.
You get, so
yeah.
So now, in 2000, at the end of 2019, I took the one of the greatest risks of my life. I think that should be the greatest risk I will ever take in my life. I left my hometown Kumbu without the knowledge of my dad and my mom to go in search of education.
Okay. Wow.
So one morning I just left without them ever knowing where I was going to. I trekked from Kumbu to Jakiri.
You wanted to give them a myocardial infarction?
that was really disrespectful. But when I look at it today, it was a necessary disrespect. So I trekked from Kumbu to Jakiri. Sorry. And I boarded a vehicle from Jakiri to Bamenda. And to make it clear, that was still my first time to go to Bamenda. And like I never had anybody that I was going to meet in Bamenda talk more of where I was going to sleep, how I was going to figure out where I was going to stay. I just had a leap of faith.
Wow.
I just had a leap of faith because I was in a community where there was no hope that I could go to school and have a future like other children in other parts of Cameroon where the crisis never affected. Or I was not like part of a family where we had everything figured out. My parents were really struggling, and I felt like I needed to do something. It was either I die or I win. That was something I decided to do.
That's what that. Wow.
And I knew that if I dare to do what I wanted to do, and I win, it's going to change my family. It's going to change me. It's going to inspire other young people in my community, in other areas in the world where crisis and life isn't favorable, to know that in every challenge there is a seed of an opportunity that you can take advantage of and growing. So when I got into Bamenda, like I roomed in the streets of Bamenda, stayed in the street, and then, like, it was really terrible. It was really terrible.
Wow.
When I recall those days, I feel like I should cry because those days were really tough. I had to feed on Gary's grocery for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, it was really terrible. For those who understand what it means to go without food, they will feel the pain. They will feel the pain.
Wow.
So and then after some days, I met a very good Samaritan. This is an opportunity for me to honor him. He played a part to where I am today, and like I just feel like I should burst in tears of joy, because if not of him giving me a helping hand, I wouldn't have been here today.
Wow.
I wouldn't have been here today. He heard my story and he never thought twice. He said, "Stanley, come with me. Let us stay together, brother. Let us stay together. Life is not going well with me, but it doesn't mean I can't help you." He is a taxi, a motorcycle rider. A motorcycle rider. So that was what he was doing for a living. That was what gave me food. That was what gave me that the support I needed during those periods. You get so and now I got admission. Thanks to the help of a teacher who was from my village. I equally discussed with him the challenges I had. He said he was going to help me to get admission. His name is Mr. Amos. Mr. Amos now facilitated my admission. I started my classes in October 2019, and oh God, like I went to school with just with a plastic bag where I was putting my books, and I had just one trouser and two t-shirts. At times when I go to school, they used to call me during those days pastor, not because I was kind of really a good preacher. It was because of the way I used to dress. And it's not like it was something I really wanted. It's because my situation placed me in that condition.
Oh my
goodness. Yeah, I just had my head focused during that period, because that was a big favor for me, for someone to help me stay with him, and for another person to help me get into school. I admitted into school. Now I was in class studying with my classmate, and now the next problem was how I would figure out how to pay my tuition.
I just want to ask you, you left your parents and went somewhere completely different. Now,
it's completely.
People take you in. Who's paying your tuition?
I had to work after school. I had to go to Watching Point. there's a washing point in Bamenda at Finance Junction beside the Baptist Hospital in Queen, in Bamenda, where I used to work. That was where I raised some money to buy some books that I use to write my GC ordinary level. And during the second term, I called my mom and I told her, Mom, don't be afraid. I am in Bamenda and I have succeeded to get into school. My mom, like, she burst out in tears of joy. He was like, how come you take all of these risks just to be in school? And she was really sorry for herself. And I felt that moment, and it instead increased my energy for what I was pursuing. So after she said she was going to send me 30,000 francs to assist me pay my tuition in Form 5. So I received the money through my guardian with whom I was living, and I had 25,000 that I saved working in washing points and building construction sites.
What do you mean by washing points? What were you doing there? What exactly were you doing?
I was in the office. No, I was cleaning. I was cleaning, like washing cars, bikes. Yes, yes. And after, maybe I will have a little, like 2,500 in a day, and I started saving. So I succeeded to save up to 25,000 that I used, plus the money my mom sent to pay my tuition and to register for my GC ordinary level exams that year. So when I registered the exam, it was all by the grace of God. I studied like never before. In hunger, in pain, I studied. I used to read. I used to read biology. I used to balance chemical equations in chemistry because those were my best subjects. I used to take 2 hours and I am just on my book, because I knew that was the only capital I could use to get into the world. So I would study, and then now came March 20 March, when the coronavirus started. I had to stay again at home for close to 2-3 months. I was really traumatized. Like, I asked myself, I have left home, beared all the risks, and come to Bamenda to study. Now I am in school trying to battle to see how I can get my first certificate. Now the coronavirus has come and they have shut down schools. Dr. Nyempo, I was really in pains, in like mental trauma.
Yeah.
But this my senior brother who took me from the street with whom I was living, he always tell me that, young brother, just be calm. And he used to give me his smartphone. He subscribed to one channel, CRTV, the national channel, where they were using it to teach like online tutoring.
Yeah.
Since there was so I used to attend all of those classes and studying at home, praying very hard that God could help the coronavirus stop so that I could go back to school, write my exam, because I was already tired. I never wanted to waste another year to add to the other years that has gone by without me seeing the 4 walls of the classroom. Now, while sitting in the room, I tuned to the radio. That was in June that year. I heard the news, like the Prime Minister has ordered those in examination classes to go back to school, prepare for their exams, and write in July. I was really, really happy. I was really, really happy. So just to summarize the story, I wrote the GTE ordinary level under hard conditions. I got my 6 papers with good grades. And I,
Wow.
like before I went to high school, I left Bamenda with some friends, and I went to another town, Bafusam, where I worked in a bakery. We used to wake up around 3 a.m. in the morning. We worked till 8 p.m. So we bake bread and we go sell at the roadside. From those watching from Cameroon, they would understand the Bafusam Fumban Highway. I used to sell bread there. You get, I sell bread just to raise money, and that period I raised money to be able to buy my lab manual, my biology lab manual, my chemistry lab manual, and my shoes. So those periods, though they were really difficult on me, but they left something that I am truly grateful. How to be responsible, how to take initiative to fight through whatever challenges that come my way. So when I resumed school after working in the bakery, I started my high school. I went through high school, wrote my GC advanced level after 2 years, and another challenge came again. I never knew how I was going to do to get into the university. I never knew what I would do to get into the university. So I had to return back to my hometown in Kumbu to assist my mom and my dad, because even if that was the end of my journey in school, at least I have attended something that could make me think and behave like an intellectual. So
Wow.
when I went back to my village, I started reading books about personal development, and the first book I read was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
And the first message I got, the first line that I got that really changed my life and the way I think is there was a line that says, "There is no such thing in the world like something for nothing." It reminded me that if I wanted to achieve anything, I had to fight
Yeah.
at all costs and do everything possible to get whatever I wanted. And and like my sister got me a smartphone at that time. I started reading about, researching about healthcare, and the first the first thing I searched was nursing. I don't know how, and I read about the foundation of nursing from Florence Nightingale, how she impacted lives during the Crimean War, and I was inspired because I myself I was in a war zone.
Yes.
So I now read more about nursing, and I saw that it really resonated with what the person I really wanted to be. So I started looking for ways I would get into nursing school. So after 1 year that I stayed at home again after my advanced level, in 2023, I got admission in the University of Bamenda. Despite getting admission, I never knew how I was going to pay my tuition because my parents were really struggling. So that is how I managed to get into nursing school. That is a long story that really transpired before I got into nursing school with Dr. Nyempo.
Wow, what a journey. What a journey. And you are still in that, process of getting that nursing degree. What year are you now?
Yeah.
How far are you in nursing school now?
I just completed my second year. I just got, and I'm looking forward to starting my third year come October.
Okay. And is it a bachelor's degree, right? At the end of this?
And my program is I have 3 years to get a nursing diploma, higher national diploma. So this coming academic year, I'm supposed to write in national exams, which I'm going to, if I succeed, and then it guarantees me to go into a top up program where I would get my bachelor's degree, which is going to take 1 year. So the whole program is 4 years.
Okay, 3, and then the last year you pursue the
Yeah,
bachelor's degree. Wow.
yeah.
So, Nyingsha, are you just the exception, or do you see other nursing students having, you know, challenges like yours?
I am not the only one. If I should tell you that I'm the only one, meaning I am just being selfish on myself. There are many nursing students and many students who aspire to do nursing like me, that I know, who don't have the means. So I am not just the only one, and I'm here to call on everyone, whoever, wherever you are. You are not just going to be supporting me. You are going to be supporting a whole mission. You are going to be supporting a whole mission, because there are people I need to inspire. There are people I need to raise them to realize their potential. I don't want them to lose their focus, their passion. It is going to be like us inflicting pain on patient, because if one person who was destined to be a nurse fails to do that, then the crisis is going to be felt by the patient. So us nurses, we understand what it means to be a patient, and that is why if you are investing, you are not investing in just my dream. You are investing for a better healthcare. Yeah. So there are people going through the same situations like me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nyingsha. Let's take a mini. Let's step back a little bit. I have this video that I've been sharing. Let me have our viewers watch it for a second, and then we'll be back. Okay. Okay. Welcome back, Nyingsha.
Thank you, Doc.
This is my uneducated way of navigating StreamYard, at the same time doing I would say inexperienced, not uneducated, and inexperienced maneuvering here. So, and so far, praise God, that is going well. So in one of those clips I saw where you are in a classroom. What are you doing? What else do you do in addition to being a student?
I, like that particular clip. I was in a classroom where I went to a government school. That was a school where I had my ordinary and advanced level. So I went back to inspire other genius Maybe there could be people, the students who were going through the same hardship like me. I was going to tell them that no, your future and your dreams are valid. No matter the challenges you're facing, just keep on being showing up. Just show up, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you don't have everything. Just show up. God is going to guide you. And I use that opportunity equally to give them an orientation about their careers that they can pursue. Where I said, don't pursue a career because you want to get a job. Pursue it because it's out of your passion and you want to use it to impact the world. Because money is a byproduct of value. So when you use your passion, you're always push to create value, and when you create value, the world always honors you. So I went there to inspire them to keep dreaming and to keep believing, and to know that I am a nursing student, and if they want to join nursing, they should see the testimony from me. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You're impacting change, shaking the world around you, making sure that others can follow your trail. You are a trailblazer. You are a pioneer nurse, right? And that pioneer nurse is that nurse that nurtures other nurses, that nurse that informs other nurses, plus the nurse connects other nurses. So with that said, Nurses in Charge, our mission is to connect, celebrate, and empower. How has that impacted your journey so far?
I would say, like just connecting with like-minded people in the Nurses in Charge group, people from diverse backgrounds, from during our meet and greet sessions, I made friends, I made mentors, people who guided me and connected me with others who could push me through in terms of my education, guiding me that this is how you need to study, and all of those things have been impactful. It has it fell in line with the mission of Nurses in Charge, connecting and empowering nurses and nursing students to be professionals.
Amazing, amazing journey. I want to invite everyone to join Nurses in Charge. Visit nursesinCharge.org. I believe I had that info up earlier. This is where we are building a global mission, a global movement, a global legacy. We invite nurses to join us, but let me just tell everyone, you don't have to be a nurse to be a member of Nurses in Charge. Whatever your career route is, whoever you are serving society already, knowing that nurses impact all humans of I would say all people of all walks, race, religion, you name it. If a nurse is in that room, she or he is taking care of that patient, regardless of where they're from or who they represent, right? I want to also inform you that Nurses in Charge, we are Nurses in Charge, connecting nurses and midwives. We were all born at some point. There was a midwife in that room that delivered your mother. There was a midwife in that room that was the lead provider, right? So just remember that we are touching all a spectrum of the nursing and midwifery profession, making sure that because we're inseparable. You find a nurse, you find a midwife, and their job is to make sure that that patient is alive, that patient is well cared for, and making sure that life is preserved. So please do join us if you're still practicing. You're a practicing nurse or midwife, you have retired, or you're a brand new nursing student, nursing, a senior in nursing school, junior, wherever you find yourself. join this mission, because in years to come, when you look back, is that legacy that you want to leave behind? Is that legacy you want to lead currently? Okay, so bring your expertise on board. If you're not a nurse, you're a police officer, we need your expertise. If you're a lawyer, we need your expertise. So you see, we don't draw a line and say because you're not a healthcare professional. We have lawyers that are members. We have journalists that are members. Photographers. We just did our mission to Liberia, and we had volunteers that came on board who aren't nursing, that are nurses or midwives. They came on board and they truly cheerlead. They led us in ways that we could not have done our mission outside of their professional skills. So please, please, please join us. Spread the word. Let others know we exist. Let me see. I'm having issues here with my other streaming site. Okay. So with that said, I am going to put out there the information for you to please send your charitable donations. We're not here today just to have a conversation with you. We're here to raise funds. Nyingsha is in his prime years of completing his education, and we want to be part of his journey. We want to showcase him so that others who are out there who are feeling so weary, they feel that there is no end to their roads, they can see that Nyingsha made it and they can make it as well. His impact on his community will not go in vain. That he will also start to really touch more and more students out there as he touches lives as well with his healing hands. So cash app us at as you can see on the screen there. Send your charitable donations. We appreciate it. If you are in the US and you do have Zelle capability, send your donation here. We already started getting some donations recently, and within the hours, we've started getting some donations. No amount is small. Even if it's $1, send it via a Zelle, and in the comment section, just put donation to Nurses in Charge. Same for Cash App. Please do donate, because as you donate, you are giving into a life-saving ministry. You're giving into the legacy of a healer. Every life that Nyingsha goes out there to touch in the future, you are part of that legacy. And this is our scholarship foundation. And as I mentioned last week, we featured Evelyn Y. Yengio. She's in Liberia pursuing her midwifery education. She is already a registered nurse. So at every juncture of education, we want to be that organization that helps out a nurse, either in Africa, Europe, the United States. Our foundation, our scholarship foundation, is not limited to one geographic region, because we are a global organization. And if you're just joining us and never heard anything about us ever in your life, and you're wondering, who are these people? We are a faith-based nonprofit organization. We have members who are based in 21 countries right now, 21 nations. And we are expanding beyond the scope of a nonprofit organization. We definitely are reaching high and wide. So thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. I want you to make sure that you don't just view us and send the likes. I want you to donate. Send your charitable donation so that nursing students like Nyingsha and others that are coming down the pipeline can have that financial support. Nyingsha has had Nurses in Charge financial support for the past years, but we want to have more to help boost him so that he can complete his schooling, so that other times that he had challenges, he had to sit down and wait to work. And there are other things he does to raise financial support for himself that he has not even said it. And it'll be great for him to say it himself, but he is not sitting still. He's not waiting for someone to support him. He's been working hard on his own end of the deal. So we're just here to really give him that supplemental boost so that he can finish his journey and start truly going beyond where he already is as a nursing student. He's serving his community, he's serving communities globally, and we just want to see his dream come to reality. We want him to his dream to be birthed, and that legacy, he'll look back and say, wow, there were people who once sponsored me. Not once, but they kept sponsoring me, and I graduated. Now it's my turn to give to pay it forward. He already is paying it forward in his own ways. So thank you, everyone. I need you to also like, share, and subscribe to Nurses in Charge platforms. We're on YouTube. There are members of our team who are on YouTube today joining us. And also, we're in WhatsApp. We are in Facebook, LinkedIn. Just once you Google Nurses in Charge, you will find all of the social media platforms that we have hosted on, and we currently still can be connected with on those platforms. So, Nyingsha, do you have any final words to say to our audience out there?
Okay, before my final words, like you said, aside my studies, I run a side hustle that I always try to do as an initiative to funds to be able to support myself, because in as much as I need that help, I always like pushing myself to do something before the circumstances are limited. So I started a laundry business together with a friend in November 2024.
Wow.
So it hasn't been really easy going to school, doing certain things, and coping with delay to pay stuff. But I believe that has equally been helping me in its small way, and it has equally built my resilience and my critical thinking skills. So those are the things I do aside my studies as a side hustle to support my education. Yeah, and just final words to those who have donated, those who are still to donate. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I am truly grateful for you taking out of your stress, out of your energy to pour out to another person's journey. This is not just about my education, it's about a future that I am building, a future where I want to see nurses grow. I want to see nurses take the lead in all that they do to be able to champion for quality patient care and improve their life. I am always of this mindset that for us Africans to be able to develop, and nurses as a whole, we need to be able to bake our own bread and not beg for bread.
I love
And
that.
in doing, before you are able to bake your bread, you must be able to get nurtured. You must be able to get trained to do that. So that is what I am asking for. I'm asking for that support to be able to know how to bake my bread with the tools that you guys are giving me, which is education, to be able to make myself, my family, my community a better place, and equally to inspire other young people who are in a stage of giving up on their dreams, to know that Nyingsha traveled a long journey, a journey of pain, and now he's turning the pain into purpose. I believe that I am going to make it great. That is a sure fact, because I believe this mission is the Lord's anointing. So to everybody again who have dared to support me, I want to tell you that your help and your support is not going to go in vain. I am going to make sure that I stand tall every minute, every hour, every day, to be the best and to give the best, not just for myself, but to the community I'm serving. I'm going to impact more, and I'm going to make the world a better place, because that is the essence of my existence. Without that, I think I am not really happy. So thank you very much. May God continue blessing and rewarding your souls. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Nyingsha. What a privilege to be on this set with you today. As I always say, you inspire me, because when I was a nursing student, I wasn't doing not even 10% of what you do. How you're already impacting lives. You're already inspiring others who are trailing your path, right? So I say thank you so much. And everyone out there who are thinking about it and contemplating on how they can support Nyingsha, please do not think it twice. Give it, and let the Lord bless you. Support Nyingsha and support other future nurses who will be featured here. Those who have been featured in the past, please do search within your heart and give that generous gift that will continue giving in the future of these healthcare leaders. Thank you again. My name is Dr. Nyiku Kemuho, and it is my profound pleasure to be here today to honor Nyingsha Standley Bongkem from Cameroon. He is our chapter, the chairman for the Cameroon chapter. So thank you again globally. Hello and good night to all of our members and friends and soon to be members that will watch this footage and decide to join Nurses in Charge Global. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Here we go. I'm working on that.